Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Juvia, aka Janae the MUA. I'd like to thank you guys for clicking on this video and watching it. Make sure you guys comment, like, and subscribe to my channel. Tell me what you guys think. All comments are welcome. And yeah, let's get into the video. So first, as you guys can see, I'm going to carve out my brows. I'm using the Maybelline Tattoo Studio Brow. I'm not sure what color that is in, but I'll list everything in the description box below. So as you can see, I'm just combing out my brows, preparing them to get the pomade laid onto them. And I'm just going in with that pomade. I don't really have too much of a natural brow, so my brow is a little bit dramatic as far as how much product I use. However, I do like them thin. I don't really like that super thick eyebrow look. So yeah, I'm just going in and doing that, filling those in. I'm using like brush-like strokes, almost like I'm drawing, like as if I had a pencil. So yeah, I'm just going in and doing that, excuse me. And now I'm going to cut my eyebrows out with the LA Girl Pro Concealer, and that's in the color Fawn. This color is not too far from my skin tone, so yeah, that's why I chose that color. It blends really well. It's not too light, not too dark. Give that little bit of a highlight effect on my brows. So yeah, I'm just going in and doing that on both sides. And I'm also combing as I'm placing that concealer in underneath my brows. And now I'm just I'm blending out that concealer with a Real Techniques brush. It's just a blending brush, nothing special. You can use any blending brush that you prefer. This is just my preference. Now I'm going in with LA Girl Pro in Porcelain. Now this is a lighter color than Fawn. It's about 2 shades lighter. And I just use that on my lids just so the colors of the eyeshadow that I use can kind of pop. And again, just blending that in. I'm blending it into the Fawn color as well. It's blending it on my eyebrows. Underneath my eyebrows. And as you can see, it's 2 different colors, of course. One is lighter at the lid and darker right beneath the eyebrow. But I'm going to blend those 2 colors together as well. So I'm going in with the Juvia's Place-Zulu palette. And I'm going into that purple shade. And I think that's a Morphe 506 brush, but again, I'll list everything in the description box. But I really love the Morphe 506 and 507 blending brushes because they're small, so they get into the crease really well. And I'm just blending out that purple like so with that same brush. Again, Morphe brushes are really affordable. They're inexpensive, so if you're just starting out, that's a good brush brand because they're not too much. They don't break your bank. And I personally love them. So I'm also going into that pink just to kind of blend out that purple a little bit. You know, give it kind of like a highlighted, not necessarily a highlighted, but it just gives it a different effect. It blends the purple out really well. And I just like the 2 colors together. And I'm using the same Morphe 506 brush. Or it might be the 507 again. I'll list it in the description box. But those are my 2 go-to brushes when packing stuff into the crease. So I'm just blending. And then I'm going to go into that yellow. And with the yellow in the palette, it just kind of like makes the colors flow together. They don't look muddy. The yellow kind of brings that effect that all of the colors are just flowing, kind of like the rainbow. So yeah, I'm just packing just a little bit of that yellow in just to blend those 2 colors out, kind of make them a little bit lighter. They're not too harsh. The yellow kind of does that, and it gives it a bit of a highlight as well. So now I'm going in with that same LA Girl Pro in Porcelain, and I'm cutting my crease. So this step, it takes me a while because I'm a perfectionist, so I try to perfect my cut crease as much as possible. And again, that porcelain, it just makes the eyeshadow colors really pop out versus using a white. I don't mind using white, but porcelain works just as fine. In my opinion, you can use white. You can use whatever base you like, but this is just what I use for now. My preference, again, anybody can use what they want to use. This is just what I use. So yeah, I'm just going in and cutting that crease. And again, it takes me a little bit of time for crease cut. So I sped the video up at this point to, you know, get that to my liking. Just cut the crease, cut the crease. So I'm just kind of blending the concealer out as well. And excuse my background, guys. You know, this is my first video. I'm just starting out. I'll have the backdrop and all of that good stuff. Hey, but I just wanted to get something out there to everybody. I just wanted you guys to see, you know, how I do my makeup. So excuse my background. It could be worse. It could be junky and everything. So yeah, I'll have that backdrop and stuff soon in my next video, hopefully. But you have to use what you got to use what you got. So now I'm going into the, I think that's Jacy's Cosmetics. It's a yellow pigment. And I'm just going to pack that all over my lid first. I'm doing multiple pigment colors. That was just the first color that I decided to use. This is my first time actually using Jacy's Cosmetics. Their Instagram, I think, is Jacy Cosmetics. And no, they're not sponsoring the video or anything like that. It's just an affordable pigment, and I actually really did like their pigment. So if anybody want to go out and purchase or go to their Instagram and do an online purchase of their pigment, it's really inexpensive, and I did like it. Jacy's Cosmetics. So yeah, just packing that all over the lid, and then I'm going to go into that orange color that's also from Jacy's Cosmetics, and I'm going to pack that one next, and I'm going to kind of blend those two together with pigments. It's a little harder because the colors are so vibrant and so pigmented. Of course, hence the name pigment. So it's a little harder than blending eyeshadow, and the fallout is a little more than eyeshadow, of course, especially for that yellow color. So I'm just kind of trying to blend those two together to get as close to the perfect blend to my liking. And I'm using a small precision brush. I think that's a Morphe 124 brush, I want to say, E124. And that's just to get right into the crease where you cut your crease, because if you use a bigger brush, it's harder to get up into the crease. You don't have as much control as you would with a smaller precision brush. But again, I'm going to list everything in the description box below, all the brushes I used and what I used them for. I'll list that. So now I'm going to go into that pink by Jacy's Cosmetics. And I really like that pink color. It really popped. I mean, like, all of the pigments popped, but that one, it just, I don't know. I love pink eyeshadow, so maybe that's why I was so in love with that pink pigment, because I love pink eyeshadows. And pink is not even my favorite color. That's the crazy thing. It's not. But yeah, I'm just packing that all over the lid. And then I'm going to go into the purple and just kind of blend out the outer edge where I use the purple from the Juvia's Place palette. I'm going to use the purple pigment to kind of blend in that purple eyeshadow. I didn't want to use the eyeshadow to blend out the edges because I felt as though the eyeshadow wouldn't pop as much as the other pigments did, and I didn't want to have 3 popping pigments and a not so popping eyeshadow at the end. So I'm just going in and fixing where the crease starts, the cut crease starts. I'm just going in and using a smaller precision brush and brushing away any fallout, any excess that came off. So yeah, I went ahead and did my lashes and my other eye off camera to get into the face. So to prime, I'm going to use the e.l.f. Putty Poreless Primer. That's like a tongue twister. But yeah, I'm going to use that. It's comparable to the Tatcha Skin Primer. I really like the e.l.f. It's more affordable. No one has $50, or not everybody has $50 to go out and buy the Tatcha Skin Primers. So if you were looking for a dupe, the e.l.f. Putty Poreless Primer is definitely, that's really a tongue twister. Yeah, it's definitely a really good dupe. So yeah, I'm just putting that all over my face, especially in my T-zone, because that's where I'm the most oily. And I really try to focus on that T-zone when it comes to primer, any type of primer that I use. But yeah, I've kind of been loving this one for now. So I'm just going to stick to that one until I find something even better than that one. So yeah, then I'm going to go into the Milani Conceal Plus Perfect. I think that's in Chestnut. And I'm going to use, this is just an e.l.f. blending foundation brush. Nothing too fancy. I'm just going to use that all over my face. I usually use a beauty sponge, either Morphe or Real Techniques beauty sponge. But I just decided, hey, the brush was right there. I just used what was right there at the time. You know, you just pick up what you can in the moment, especially when recording. You pick up what you can or what you know works or may work. So yeah, I'm just buffing this all out all over my skin, and this is a really good like medium to full coverage foundation. I only used 2 pumps, believe it or not. I didn't even use 2 whole pumps. I used like maybe 1.5 pump of that foundation, and it kind of made it all over my skin. You know, I wasn't looking for like a super duper full coverage just for recording purposes. I just needed something, you know, to cover for the video. So yeah, I'm just blending that all out all over my face. I do blend. Girl, blend till you can't blend no more, okay? Because you can never blend too much. Don't ever let nobody tell y'all can't blend enough. It's never a such thing as too much blending. Anyway, so yeah, I'm just blending away with that. And like I said, I do usually use a beauty sponge, but I just wanted to try something different. So now I'm going into the Colorpop Cosmetics concealer. I want to say that's in 48 deep. And I'm just putting that, I'm highlighting underneath my eyes. I'm going to highlight down the bridge of my nose. And this concealer doesn't give me too much of a highlight pop. It's more of like a natural highlight, and I do like that. It's not my everyday go-to concealer, but I bought it and I felt like I don't use it enough because I do like it. It's medium to full coverage. It's not too thick. I don't know if you guys have ever used Tarte Shape Tape, but it's not as thick as Tarte Shape Tape, but it's like in between, maybe like a LA Girl Pro and a Tarte Shape Tape. But I do really like it. So I'm just going underneath both of my eyes. And again, I'm going to go down the bridge of my nose and on my forehead. And you know, for a while, I didn't highlight on my nose and forehead when I was first learning because I didn't like it, or on my chin. I never highlighted on my chin because I guess I was just learning the gist of things, and I didn't like how it used to look on me when I used to do it. So I kind of really just got into this highlighting on the forehead, nose, and chin. I used to just do under eye instead of everywhere. But once you learn, you get it together and you do it. And I just let that sit for a little bit. My funny face as well. But yeah, I just let that sit before I blend it out. And I'm going to use my beauty sponge. That's the Morphe beauty sponge to blend that out. And of course, I use a damp Morphe blending sponge, or any sponge that I use. I always wet it first. It just seems to blend the makeup better than a dry one. Because if you think about it, if you're trying to blend with a dry sponge, you're not absorbing the product to move the product. So the product is not going to move. So if you wet it, of course, it's absorbing that product to help that product move across your face or where you're trying to get it to go. So yeah, good tip. Always wet your beauty sponge, ladies. Wet them, damp them, whatever. You can use water. You can use a setting spray. I preferably use water because it kind of gets into the sponge a little more than a setting spray. And I don't want to waste my setting spray just on wetting my sponge. Make sense? Save all your coins. Save all your coins. So yeah, I'm just blending this all out underneath my eyes, up my nose, around my mouth. And I just started doing that too, highlighting around my mouth. I don't know. I just seen it on YouTube, got into it, and kind of perfected it, you know. No specific reason why I do it. I just like the overall look. And again, ladies, blend, 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 blend. Blend, blend, blend till you can't no more. So yeah, I'm just going in and blending that concealer out everywhere, all over my face. And then I'm going to go back in with my foundation brush just to blend out the edges of where the foundation meets the concealer. You don't want to be able to notice or see, or no one else to see, that you blended out concealer, but you didn't blend it into the foundation where you stopped blending the concealer, if that makes sense. I may have not said that right, but you get what I'm trying to say. You don't want harsh lines between your concealer, contour, or your foundation. So yeah, and I also went back in with Fawn from LA Girl Pro just to give me a little bit more of a highlight underneath my eye. It wasn't bright enough for me, personal preference thing again. Some people like a fully natural. I just like that extra little bit of highlight underneath my eyes. And yeah, again, that's just me. So now I'm going in with the Sacha Buttercup powder, setting powder, and I just set my face. And I try to press the powder in versus having it sit on top of my skin, just so I don't have that flashback. So yeah, that's just the way I do it. I don't bake because I don't like that super chalky type of look. I guess that's a good word to say to describe it as. But yeah, I just press that into the face versus sitting it on top of the face. And I do that everywhere I took concealer to highlight. I go back in with that powder because I do get oily again in my T-zone, and you just don't want that concealer moving, period. So the setting powder basically stops the concealer from moving across your face or smudging or anything like that. So yeah, I just press that powder in everywhere that I put that concealer. And you always just want to set anything that was liquid with the powder. So I'm going in with my Cover X FX, and I'm going to use that powder to contour, and I'm going to use the Morphe E4 brush. And I powder contour. I haven't found a great cream contour for my skin tone yet, and I got that one out of my BoxyCharm subscription, actually. And I just like it. I really like it. It does match me. It's, again, my preference. Some people cream contour, some people powder contour, some people bronze. I would say I'm bronzing versus powder contour, and I'm bronzing. That's what I'm doing. And that's just the color that I used in that palette. I love this palette. It's kind of like a holy grail. Once I hit pan, I'm definitely going to go buy another one because I really like this palette. From the blush, from the contour powder to the highlight, it's just a overall really good palette. And I'm also going to go down the nose and contour my nose. I don't have a big nose, so I don't really know why I do it. I just like it. It's just, I don't know. It gives me that extra sharpness to my face. So now I'm going to go in with the blush out that same Cover FX palette. And, you know, I just got into blush as well. I just always thought it was just like too much, but it's definitely a really good addition to the skin. So I'm spraying my skin with Morphe. That's the mist setting spray. Best thing ever, and I had to go back and show you. And my little fan, my little bougie fan from Dollar Tree. I got that fan from Dollar Tree, and I was like, oh my god, this would be so perfect. So I'm going back into the highlighters in that Cover FX palette. I told you guys I love that palette, and I'm using a Morphe. I don't know the name of that Morphe brush, but it's a highlighting brush. And again, I'll list everything in the description box. And all of my Morphe brushes were $3 to maybe $10. If that, again, some were $3, some were maybe $6. I think the most I've ever paid for a Morphe brush is $10. And for a while, I was subscribed to a brush subscription for $20 a month, where they send you all Morphe brushes. I think they send you like 3 different ones each month for $20. Hey, save those coins, whatever you do. So I'm using my NYX white milk pencil to line my waterline, just to give my waterline some pop to it, since I'm going to go ahead and put that pigment underneath it. And I dropped it. Did y'all see me drop that? And I made that crazy face. I kind of smudged it too when I dropped it. But yeah, I'm just putting those same colors from Jacy's Cosmetics underneath my eye that I put on my lid. And I don't always do this, but I just wanted a bold look for today. So yeah, I'm going in with those same 4 colors underneath my waterline, just to give it a, you know, a vibrant kind of boom. I said boom effect, booming effect. So yeah, I'm doing that underneath both eyes, of course. And I'm using that same precision brush that I used to get up into the crease where I first cut the crease at, just so I can blend that out and I can get closer, versus using like a big blending brush. You have more control with those precision brushes than you do big blending brushes, especially when it's underneath the eyes and you're using multiple colors. So now I'm still going back and forth with that precision brush underneath my eyes on both sides with those different colors. Some colors popped more than others, so I had to keep going back in. And I'm just brushing away the excess with my foundation brush always you go back into your foundation brush, ladies. If you have any mistakes, you want to blend anything out, blush, highlighter, anything. So yeah, that's the final look. I hope you guys liked it. Again, like, comment, and subscribe, share. I would be back with some more. I'm going to try to bring looks at least 3 days a week for you guys. And I just want to thank you for watching.